Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavatveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishnavandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Kshetradnya Vibhag Yoga, the 13th Adhyaya, and Sri Krishna is explaining to us, telling to us in various ways by giving so many examples to imbibe on our mind that ultimate reality, that the Brahman, the Purusha, is the ultimate one which is unaffected by any of the things that this body does, that this Kshetra does. Because Purusha is beyond the gunas, Purusha has got nothing to do with whatever is happening under the realm of Prakriti. We are all under the realm of Prakriti because we are one day here, next day we are not there. This all impermanent happening in the world, all the impermanent things in the so-called creation is all under the realm of Prakriti. The Brahman, the Purusha, is no way affected by it. And the 32nd Shloka that we read the last, Sri Krishna gave that example of the vast space. Like space is not affected by anything that is contained within it. We all are contained in the space. But does that akasha, does that element of ether get anyway affected by us? We are filling, some portion of the space. Each one of us, everything that is there in the creation is occupying some portion of the space. But with that, does the space get affected? Does the space get limited? No, space is vast as it is. And Sri Krishna had given an example of that space with the Brahman. Sri Krishna had said, yathā sarvagatam saukshmyat akasham no upalipyate. Like the all-pervading, everything is under the fold of the space. But the space is not affected by any of those things that are contained within it. Yathā sarvagatam saukshmyat. And space is the subtlest one. Among all the five, the Pancha Mahabhutas for that matter, the 5 elements, space is the subtlest one compared to earth, water, fire. Space it is the subtlest one. We can't perceive it. And like that subtlest of the subtle space remains unaffected, although everything is under her own fold, under her own realm. In the same way, sarvatra avasthito dehe tathatmano lupyate. In the same way, although all these bodies, this self, the Paramatman, the Purusha, is pervading all the bodies, all the beings, the chara, achara, but it is not affected by it. So that was the example Sri Krishna gave. And just like Sri Krishna, Sri Ramakrishna also has, he doesn't lack in giving examples to this to make us understand these, the spiritual truths. Sri Ramakrishna had given us that example of the Brahman. The Brahman is, it is not affected by any of the dualities. Whether it is jnana, ajnana, good, evil, dharma, adharma, these dualities such as these, they do not get access to Brahman. They no way they affect the Brahman, who is beyond them and unaffected by them. So, just like that space, the Brahman, the Purusha, the ultimate principle remains unaffected by whatever is happening in this realm of creation. Brahman is aloof. Brahman has got nothing to do with those pairs of opposites of the dualities. So that was one example that Sri Krishna gave us to make us understand the nature of Brahman, how it remains unaffected, just like the space. Now, Sri Krishna is giving one more example. Sri Krishna is also, he doesn't lack in providing examples to make us understand what he wants to tell us, to make us understand, to grasp his words. So Sri Krishna is here telling, yathā prakāśayatyekam krutsnam lokamimam ravih kshetram kshetri tathā krutsnam prakāśayati bhārata. Now again Sri Krishna is telling us about this relationship between Kshetra and the Kshetradnya, and to make us understand this relationship more comprehensively. Now Sri Krishna gives this another example of yathā prakāśayatyekam krutsnam lokamimam ravih. Just like the one sun illumines this whole world, this whole one sun is sufficient to illumine this whole world, the entire solar system. What is beyond that, we don't know. But at least as far as our solar system is concerned, we know that one sun is sufficient to illumine this whole world. As one sun illumines this whole world, so does the Lord of Kshetra. In the same way, kshetram, kshetri, tathā krutsnam. Tathā krutsnam means the whole field, for that matter. In the same way, one kshetrī is the Lord of the field, the Kshetradnya, for that matter. The Lord of the field is sufficient to fill the whole field, to illumine the whole field. The Lord of Kshetra illumines the whole Kshetra, the whole creation, for that matter, O Bharata. Bharata is, of course, Arjuna that Sri Krishna is referring to. Kshetram, kshetri, tathā krutsnam prakāśayati bhārata, O Bharata. This one Kshetri, the one Lord of Kshetra, is illumining the whole creation. Just like one sun illumines the whole solar system, for that matter, the whole world, whatever is under its fold. Sun illumines that. In the same way, Sri Krishna says, the Kshetri. Now, compare the scope of the field of sun and the scope of the field of the Kshetri. Sun's field is limited to our solar system. What is beyond, we don't know. Whether that sun is also illumining objects beyond that solar system, we don't know. We don't have that knowledge. But just think about the Kshetri, which is far, far beyond even one sun. We don't know how many suns are there in the field of the Kshetri, of the Kshetradnya. How many solar systems are there under the realm of this one Kshetri? And that one Kshetri is illumining the whole thing. Everything Kshetri is projecting itself through everything. So that is again another explanation of Sri Krishna on the nature of the Kshetradnya, nature of the Kshetri. The sun that illumines the world is one without a second. Even so, Paramatman, who gives the spiritual luminosity to the entire universe, is one without a second. This sun is just one for us. It's sufficient, isn't it? We don't need 2 or 3 suns to illumine this solar system. One is more than enough. Similarly, this one Paramatman, one Parabrahman, one Purusha illumines whole of his creation. What to talk about one solar system that is under his realm? Maybe thousands and millions of solar systems are there, and that one Paramatman is illumining everything. He is enlightening everything. All beings, great and small, high and low, get their consciousness from this source. Like we all get light from that one sun, whether we are on Earth or whether we are on Venus or whether we are on Mars or whether we are on Jupiter or Saturn or whatever. They all get their light from that one source, isn't it? In the same way, Sri Krishna says, all these beings in this universe, they get their luminosity, they get their consciousness from that one source. That is the ultimate source of the consciousness that is contained in us. That is being expressed through us. That consciousness is his consciousness. We are unaware of it, and now Shri Krishna is just making us aware of it. That this consciousness that each one of us we have is sourced from that one fellow, that Paramatman. While sunlight falls equally on all things, the merits and demerits of those things do not affect the sun in any manner. Same sunlight, under the same sunlight, people do holy things, pious things. People also do evilest of the things, vilest of the things. But with that, is that sunlight anyway affected? That doing good by somebody and doing the wretched thing by somebody, does it affect the sun? In the same way, Paramatman remains unaffected. In the same way, the presence of the Paramatman in the hearts of the multitudinous beings ever shines in its own original glory. A person doing good or bad, a person doing holy or unholy, a person doing pious or sinful things, that doesn't affect Paramatman at all, because Paramatman is beyond the dualities, beyond the pair of opposites. Paramatman is not touched by those sattva, rajas, tamas. He is beyond. And therefore, whatever is happening under the realm of Prakriti, but Paramatman, the Purusha, remains ever unaffected. The purity of the heart of the saint does not increase the profundity or glory of the Paramatman. If some saints do something great, that doesn't, glorify the Paramatman. Or if the wretched people, the evil people, they keep on doing heinous acts, that doesn't bring down the stature of Paramatman. Paramatman is ever in its own glory, in its own bliss. Neither does the impurity of heart of wicked diminish or tarnish the luminosity of the Lord. Lord is ever luminous. Nothing can bring down or nothing can add up to the luminosity of the Lord. Nothing can limit, nothing can bring down, or nothing can add up to that ever blissful nature of the Lord. He remains ever in his own glory while providing life, light, and love to all beings. His only what that he's doing is he's providing enlightenment. He is there, keen to provide enlightenment, like Sri Krishna is keen to tell us what to do to reach me. Sri Krishna is not getting tired of telling us so many times, come to me, become one with me. In the same way, the Paramatman is only engaged in sharing that eternal bliss, that eternal consciousness, but we are not conscious of it. That is the tragedy created by this veil of ignorance that is standing between us and the Paramatma. Sri Ramakrishna, with another of his examples like Sri Krishna, Sri Ramakrishna says, Brahman is like a luminous lamp. One may utilize the light of the lamp for reading holy books, while another may make use of it for preparing false documents. Under the same light, someone might read a holy book, might read a Bhagavad Gita, might read a Bhagavata, might read Bible, might read Quran. So, while a holy person is engaged in doing holy things under that light, it might happen that another person under the same light, he may be busy doing some forgery, some fraudulent documents he may be preparing. It is from Brahman that all get their power of understanding. So that light remains, the light of Brahman remains same. Whether somebody is using that light to read a holy script, a holy book, or somebody is using that light for doing some fraudulent or illegal or evil activities, the light remains unperturbed, unaffected. And the source of light is, its only duty is to throw light. Now, whatever way you want to use it, that is up to your nature, that is up to your personality, that is up to your character. Light doesn't say. Light only says, I will throw light. You want to read a Bhagavad Gita? Enjoy. You want to do fraudulent things? I am no way concerned in it. So Sri Ramakrishna says, it is from Brahman that all get their power of understanding, the various uses to which the intellects of beings are put. The various uses to which the intellect of the people, of the beings are put, does not affect Brahman. So, you do good things, good for you. You do bad things, bad for you. Brahman is no way affected. So, that is the 33rd shloka that Sri Krishna gave us this another profound example, that one Brahman is sufficient to illumine this whole universe. It doesn't get affected by any of the things happening in the universe. Like the sunlight doesn't get affected. Like the lamp doesn't get affected, as in the example of Sri Ramakrishna. Brahman doesn't get affected at all. Brahman's duty is just to provide illumination. Now, whether to get illumination, to get enlightenment, to reach to the ultimate goal is the karma, is the fate, is the duty of the being as such, of the person as such. Whether want to go ahead, go ahead. Don't want to go ahead, up to you. Then get into this cycle of birth and death n number of times, till finally you get an understanding. Your intellect guides you that, my dear friend, enough of it. Now let me be free. Now let me liberate. Let me attain that liberation. And when that mumukshatva comes, then our real, the pleasurable journey starts on this path of spirituality, of becoming one with the Lord. So much of teachings that Sri Krishna has given us, with the hope that, yes, we will pick up those teachings and we will start working upon it. We will know that, yes, it is the Brahman ultimately where we have to reach. We have to become Brahman. We have to become that thing which is going to remain unaffected under all circumstances. No way anything in this creation is going to have any impact on that ultimate reality. So that was 33rd shloka of our reading today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.